Hello everyone, it's Soiree here with another episode of Olympia Soiree. Continuing the common route, still in the common route. It's got kind of a long prologue. Last episode we met a few more characters. We met another love interest, Tokisada of the Green. We also met some more mice. The chapter is called the White Mice Clan. We met one other mouse, Juliet, Daifuku's sister. And yeah, we also met a cute little doll maid who totally functioned like an actual person, but yeah, I guess she was a doll. We still have two more love interests that we still have not bumped into. I'm assuming this chapter we're going to bump into another one because it's called The Boy with the Skull. And yeah, according to the box, there is a character who is wielding a skull. Alright, so let's begin. Daifuku, it must be uncomfortable being stuck inside my bag all day, so I'll go out alone this time. Stay safe here, alright? Oh no, going alone. Okay, he's understanding. He ate too many sweets last time, has to sleep it off.
Understood. Take care.
Bye. Going through a walk through the Yellow District with its lovely canals. As I left the manor, I slowly made my way through the Yellow District towards the plaza. I was walking through here so quickly on my birthday, maybe it wasn't the best for inviting conversation. But I guess walking slowly won't make much of a difference. The people here weren't so afraid of me, but all they did was bow their heads and continue on. Shows me like a more common sight in the Yellow District. People might be scared of the fact that I was with Doma. Most people here possessed yellow traits. Yellowish gold appeared in varied places from person to person, such as their hair or eyes. Oh, kind of interesting that, like, Doma. Doma is like the leader of the yellow. He has like yellow eyes, yellow highlights, but like his hair is very black. The color shone brightly under the sun as if they were blessed by it. I'm proud to be of the white, but being the only white alive is a bit lonely. I picked up the pace to shake off my sadness. Back to the Sundial Plaza. Why is this like the go-to place to find the husband? Like, you went to like the bathhouse, you met some like nice people. Like you had more success there. Maybe it just didn't like click in her head. It's like, oh, I had like a good time over there. I like actually met people. Like, this is not the place. Sundial Plaza is not the place to find a husband. I had too much fun yesterday, so I should do my best to find a husband today. She's like acting like it's like it should be work. It's like meeting people should be fun. With a renewed determination, I stepped into the plaza when... Oh! Lady Olympia is here again! What is happening? She usually only appears on stage. Is the sun gonna disappear again? I mean, she's been here like every day probably for like the past week. Hey, don't go jinxing it. The sun's already back to normal. This is awkward. Can't say I'm looking for a husband now. Just go up to him, justify it as like, hey, I'm looking for husbando. Can you point me in the right direction? And then you'll just get a different kind of weird look. Or maybe I should, so they don't feel afraid every time they see me. I'm not trying to frighten them or anything. Even though I thought that, I could see why they felt the way they did. After all, I am the only white here. No one else in the plaza had white hair like mine. My existence on this island stuck out like a sore thumb amidst all the other color classes. Look how white she is. She's so creepy. People being mean. The people on the surface and down below must see me as some kind of pariah. The plaza was crowded with people, but they were all avoiding the area around the bench I was sitting on. Maybe they think I'm contagious or something. The loser, lose their color around you. I mean, with a color class system this like severe, it's like think they're gonna like absorb your color or something. Or they're gonna get blanched as well. I didn't have time to feel sorry for myself or be anxious about the situation. I need to find my husband so I can preserve Tenyo Island's blood. Suddenly, I noticed a young man staring at me from afar. Good day? What? She can speak! Of course I can speak. You were here yesterday too, weren't you? Is something bad gonna happen? Nothing will happen. Everything is fine. I'm just getting some fresh air, that's all. I see. That's a relief. It's getting exacerbated. I'm sorry if you were surprised by what happened to the sun the other day. Yeah, it certainly came as a surprise. But it did make you look as divine as ever, Lady Olympia, rather. You're just like the goddess of the sun. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I shouldn't have said that. I'll be looking forward to seeing you on stage again. Please excuse me. Bye, resident. Ah. I let out a deep sigh. I guess that wasn't my future husband. Yeah, your future husband is gonna have a portrait. I felt another deep sigh coming on when... Oh, hello, Akaza. Good day. Are you taking a little stroll here? Are you looking for me? Gasp. How are things? Is your search going well? What a way to start a conversation. Asking you to be his bride. No, not a chance, Yusoga. Things are going well. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to find a husband who isn't you. I quickly stood up from the bench and tried to make my way past him without looking at his face. Olympia. I couldn't keep myself from turning towards him. His tone wasn't cold or menacing, but I couldn't stop my legs from shaking. I heard it was Lord Doma who gave you that name. Do you know what it means? What? It means something? It's a name that appears in old story. What is the story about? A man fell in love with a beautiful girl looking outside her window. She would listen silently to the songs he sang for her. When the man asked her to dance with him, she was unsteady but stayed by his side. One day, he offered her a ring to take her hand in marriage. It was then he discovered he had fallen in love with a lifeless doll. With his heart and mind shattered, he fell down a tower to his death. Why would he give you such a name? Because he's an a-hole. The ugh. It's probably because he thinks I'm cursed, just like in that story. I'm not surprised he gave me that name. I'm so weird to get Olympia. It's like the Greek, the place where all the Greek gods reside, while this setting is very Japanese. But hearing Akaza tell me this without any expression on his face makes him the same as Doma. He's not trying to hurt you or anything though. I see why he's called the Iron Mask. If anything, he's more of a doll than I am. You should know I'm nothing like the doll in that story. I'm the last wight from Tenyo Island. I think I told you this when we first met, but I'm human, and I can feel hurt and anger. So... Byakuya. Gasp. What? He knows my name? But my name isn't known to the public. Did we get introduced? Did we introduce each other? I don't know. I forgot if we, introduced, her actual name. That's your real name, isn't it? Take good care of it. Maybe he just knows because he's, in charge of the registry. My name? Did you forget what my position entails? Your true name is listed in your family registry. The relief and frustration that came over me made my strength ebb. You didn't check anything else about me, did you? Is there something I should have checked? Not at all. Now please excuse me. I mean, she probably doesn't have like that much of a history. It's just she's never been to a doctor. It'd probably just show her like her lineage, like, but we know her mother's dead. Don't know about her father. I don't know if they even have that in the registry. He gave him a stern glare and rushed off. Ah. I see I'm one step closer to becoming her worst enemy. But getting her riled up was worth it. It's just like, she's gotta feel something. I was able to drag her out of seclusion from the Ama no Iwato and confirm that she's no lifeless doll. She talks at length, does not stay still. She glares at me without any fear and is loved by the people of Yomi. She is definitely no doll. The waves bring forth what one seeks. Byakuya. My desire is that you see and learn everything there is to know on Tengu Island. I am sure you will bring change to the island and leave your mark in some way. The ocean is blue and lively as usual. I found myself at the beach as I searched for a place to calm down. This was the closest I could get to Tenyo Island. I can see Tenyo Island from here, but it was within swimming distance, but no one ever went there. It's because Tenyo Island was restricted territory. But the real reason no one ever goes there is because there were a number of whirlpools around the island that prevented anyone from getting close. Gotta sing the... I was like just thinking of Golden Sun, like what was that, like the song where like the kids sing about like the stars. You gotta go a certain way and then fight Poseidon. Apparently, even the most seasoned rowers were unable to get through them in one piece. It's like probably a secret way. All of them except Tsukiyomi. Mother, my search for a soulmate isn't going very well. If only you could tell me where I can find him. Ah! A big wave crashed onto the shore, leaving in its wake a beautiful crimson seashell. How lovely! I have to add it to my collection. All sorts of shells are washed ashore by the waves. My pastime was walking along the beach in search of treasures like these. I used to do that as a kid too. Like the few moments I like went to the beach, I could like collect shells. A lot of them were just like mussel shells, but occasionally you find like a really pretty one. And I had a pink makeup box. Instead of like makeup in it, I would just put like random treasure in it, like shells. Anyway, the waves bring forth what one seeks. I carefully picked up the shell and wrapped it up in my handkerchief before placing it inside my bag. Got the Moondial Plaza. This is like the counterpart to Sundial, because there's no sun down here. Here I am again. The place feels like kind of industrial too. With the, I don't know, they look like warehouses with like big garage doors. Plus like the scaffolding in the background. It's only because I'm not sure how to interact with people on the surface. Yomi resident. Good day, Lady Olympia. Good day. Going to the bathhouse today, Lady Olympia? Yes, that's my plan. Maybe I should search for my soulmate here. At least the people of Yomi aren't afraid of me. Young Yomi man. Lady Olympia! Someone tugged on my clothes. Turned around to see a pale young man. Ah! Oh, uh-oh, is he sick? Sensing danger, I tried to make a run for it. But he was holding onto my clothes so tightly that I couldn't get away. Stop it! Let me go! Please don't run! I have no intention of harming you. His eyes reminded me of the young man who stood in front of me when I got off stage before. He's a little bit crazed. I committed a crime and was sent here to Yomi. I can never return to the surface. I can't see my family ever again. They even gave me this horrible mark. Mark? Who's Mark? I noticed an unusual line on his cheek. I'd rather die than keep living here. You'd be happy to have more show, wouldn't you? Please don't say such a ridiculous thing. Yeah, you know. I mean, he was probably desperate, but yeah, people don't like self-sacrifice like that. His words filled me with anger and sorrow. But what can I do? I'm no different from a dead person down here. Please save me. Change me into a show. Please make me disappear. Listen to me. I can't change you into... who dis? If you wish to disappear, perhaps I can help. Oh, what the? Magic? Oh, it's the girl on the box. Who is not a girl, apparently, but I sure thought she was, or he was. Gasp. Oh, I think he has like a... Is that the skull in like the corner? It has a head on it. Ugh! It happened so quickly, and since anyone else nearby... Hello, we're just casually inviting magic here. White hair? A survivor from Tenyo Island? Is it white? It's like more of a gray. Couldn't believe what I was seeing. The young woman's hand. No, the young man's hand was glowing a silvery blue. Okay, they like corrected that real fast. Thought maybe they would like lean into it, like just keep the misunderstanding for a while. His white hair moved with a life of its own. That light, could it be the same as mine? Cradled in his arm was a skull. Hey, it's the Undertaker! Oh. Undertaker, wielder of Batsu, responsible for the proper mourning of those who have passed. The person currently appointed to this role is Himuka. Okay, so Batsu is like it disintegrates bodies, right, and turns them into like little show crystals. Undertaker? What are they talking about? Is he gonna make him disappear? You're joking, is what you wanted, right? I do not like to joke. Why are you trying to run? I thought you said you wanted to disappear. Save me! You wish to escape Yomi, don't you? You wish to disappear from this world. You are so eager to give up your life. You must have no hope for the future. What this means that you have determined this world to be worthless. Then allow me to grant your wish. Right here, right now. Ah! No, stop! I'm about to witness a murder. Oh, side profile. Did you really have to put a hat on the skull? Save me! Have mercy! I'll never say anything like that again! Okay, when it becomes too real... The young man cowered on the ground and tried to crawl away. I know, the life, like, the determination, the will to live. Sometimes is overpowering. Is that so? That's better. The soul of a man like you would only serve to defile her dance in the sun. Huh? I can only stare at him at a loss for words. His hair. Now that I look at it carefully, it's not white. Could it be more like silver? The light being emitted from his hand earlier must have made his hair look lighter than it was. Regardless, I felt curiously close to him, seeing someone else with a similar paleness to my own. He was also staring at me in silence. Who is he? The Undertaker, was it? Hey you, what's all the commotion? Is this the guard? Shoot, it's the military patrol! Yomi patrol, rather. A special military unit in charge of patrolling Yomi and guarding the Kunado Shrine Gate. This is where the unit to which Riku is assigned. Wait, Riku? Have we met a Riku? Oh, you must be Riku! You are also man on the box. There's no use running. Stop right there with your hands up. The military? This isn't gonna end well. Oh, another CG. He has a sword. You were the one who started this, weren't you? Ah! The officer drew his katana without hesitation. The sharp flash made me take a step back. You must be the new Undertaker. What is your name? Himika. Himika, a boy known as the Undertaker. He is a highly powerful Batsu wielder who works day and night to transform those who have died into show. As he chooses not to associate with others, very few know much about him. Everyone's like a question mark, because I'm like, who does the dialogue box belong to? Himika, you are aware that unauthorized use of Batsu is grounds for execution, aren't you? Batsu? You said Batsu, right? So that light earlier was... That is the first time I've heard of it. I apologize. The first time, you say? It should have been explained when you took that position. Because my predecessor died suddenly, not all the duties were properly explained. Then promise me here and now that you'll never do a thing like that in public again. I will remember that. Your promise. It is no use. I'll do the same if she is ever in danger again. Huh? Me? Why, you? She's more important than that man. Far more important. I mean, not wrong. She's responsible for powering the sun. Don't try to change the subject. I am not. It is the truth. She must not be defiled by anyone. You can call Tengu Island your home, yet you do not understand such a simple thing. What I do know is that you have no sense of remorse for your wrongdoing. I was standing there listening on when suddenly the young soldier turned my way. Lady Olympia. This happened because you are walking around a place like this. I will accompany you back to Lord Doma's manor, but I don't want to go back there. I just get berated and called a monster there. Huh? Don't you know what kind of place this is? Allow me to explain. This is Yomi, where criminals and those unsightly colors reside. Oh, because you're of the blue. You're of like a higher color class. But we've been here like twice before and everyone's been like mostly nice. You do not belong here in the slightest. He's looking down on the people of Yomi. I wanted to give him a piece of my mind. But he was right. I couldn't deny the fact that my being here had already caused problems. I don't want to stir up any more trouble, but I don't want to be ordered to return. The soldier's words seemed to irritate the crowd gathered around us, but no one could say anything against him. Then suddenly... Oh, hi. Karoba. Hey, Riku of the Blue. Riku, a young soldier of the Blue assigned to Yomi Patrol Unit. He is very straightforward and serious, living strictly by the traditions of the color class system on the island. You must be fun to be around. It's actually uptight soldiers that don't belong here in the slightest. So go home. As her lover, I'll make sure she gets home safely. Okay, you're just gonna introduce us like that? Gasp. Lover? This man from the black class. Don't tell me you don't know about the color classes. I know the color classes. What about them? Your white color will be tainted if you mingle with a lower class man like him. Oh, right. Excuse me? Like, Kuroba is a distinguished doctor, I think. I don't know. Kind of rude. I don't know. He's kind of rude. He's nice, but he teases a lot. Why you? Just stay calm. Kuroba gently held down my shoulders. We're getting mad on his behalf, and he's like, just like, chill. I'm used to it. Stay calm? Did you hear what he said? He just insulted you and the people of Yomi. I must ask you to return in any case. The military is under orders to ensure your safety, Lady Olympia. I cannot allow you to stay here and continue to be in harm's way. But you do realize it looks like the military is trying to abduct her. I mean, what did Akaza do? He just yoinked us too. This way, Lady Olympia. You must return to the manor immediately. Riku extended his hand towards me. I'm not going to return. At least not with you. And you can drop the lady from my name. I'll be punished if something happens to you, Olympia. Of all the things to say, can't you put on a brave face and say you want to protect her or something? What? Oh no, why are you blushing? You seem like an a-hole at first. The crowd around us began to chuckle. Unlike before, it seemed like he was the one who was being looked down upon now. Watch your tongue, Kuroba. Her guardians are keeping an eye on her, so you don't need to get yourself involved. Are we being stalked? I mean, seems like someone, like, every day throws himself at us and, like, some different person has to protect us. So whoever you got, like, guarding me needs to, like, step up a little bit more. Let's go. Kuroba urged me to follow him. I looked back to see the young soldier glaring at us with a frown on his face. The person with the silver hair is gone. Wow, we didn't get to talk to him much at all, huh? Chapter was supposed to be about him. I wanted to talk to him, but maybe I'll see him if I come to Yomi again. I appreciate what you did back there. I can really feel the strength of your love for me. It wasn't directed at you. I kind of like Kuroba. He's just like... It seems kind of like rude, but it's like it's all in good fun. I don't love you a single bit. I just couldn't stand how rude he was. But now you know the people on the surface, how the people on the surface view the people of Yomi. And we kind of like suspected that. If they hate Yomi so much, they shouldn't come down here. They don't have a choice. That guy's a member of the Yomi Patrol, which are the same guys who guard the Kunado Gate. They basically keep watch of the area so that no one from Yomi manages to crawl back up to the surface. I looked at a piece of paper littered on the ground, unsure what to say. He called you lower class. Because it's true. I frowned at him. Wait, you don't know how many levels down we in the black are on the hierarchy? Come to think of it, I don't. I mean, he's not a secondary color, but he's also not like the pied. The pied are like a mix of colors. Black is known as the darkness class. It's classed even lower than the Versi. Darkness, the last tier of Tengu Island's color hierarchy, comprised only of the black class. Those of this tier may marry from the pied or Versi tiers, but are able to remain single as none of the 3 tiers are required to marry. Wait, so like if you're of a higher tier, like you have to marry? Like... They gotta continue that bloodline or else. Black equals night, so everyone shuns the color out of superstition. Like, but is it actually bad? Like, do you have, like, cursed power? But that's... Now, I know what you're thinking. No one really wants to talk about the black. Akaza was being polite not to mention it. Felt so frustrated that I didn't know what to do. Bit my lip thinking about what he just said. Sure, the dark is scary, but... No need to feel sorry for me. You'll scare your husband away with that face. Keep smiling. Everyone's been avoiding me in the plaza on the surface. It's like they're afraid of me. To be honest, I'm still not at all sure Akaza made the right choice. It sounds nice to be able to find your soulmate on your own terms. Considering how marriage works on Tengu Island, your freedom's a dream come true. But the moment you go outside, trouble follows. I doubt that'll change. But... there's a lot to worry about. Someone could abduct you and force you to be their wife or something. Aren't I being watched over, though? Once again, whoever's guarding her is not doing a good job. It's like someone else always has to step in. You are. Though no one would dare lay a finger on you except for that troublemaker earlier. Yusoga said something like that to me, too. But be careful, because real evil hides inside those who put up a good front. Even if you do know the person, they may still be deceiving you. So be careful. I mean, do we have to like worry about like the love interests? One of them, is there gonna be a twist? You said something like that too. Yusoga and I were raised here in Yomi, so we're always suspicious of other people. Huh? They were raised in Yomi? Kuroba may be of the black, but he's Kodawari's deputy director. And Yusoga's of the purple, so he's of the secondary tier. I didn't have the courage to ask him about his upbringing, so I pushed my curiosity aside. If I have a dark past. Well, Doma both looks and acts evil. You've seen him before, right? Brutal. He let out a hearty laugh. Yeah, Doma should be of the black. Like, yeah, you like literally has black hair. Even like Kuroba kind of has like yellow eyes as well. So like, why isn't he of the yellow tier? Or is there a special distinction between Doma? Probably because he has like power, right? He can hear the voice of Yurika, which no one else can confirm but himself. After catching his breath, he gave a brief sigh. So he's deceiving you after all. He isn't deceiving or threatening me. I go up on stage because the sun is precious to me. The women of Tenyu Island are born to protect and worship the sun. It wasn't a lie. That being said, sometimes I did feel stressed about bearing such a heavy burden alone. Looks evil, eh? So why would our evil Lord Doma want to keep a rare white like you beside him? I heard the Tenyu Island women of the white are able to dispel darkness by offering a prayer to the goddess of the sun, Amaterasu. Perhaps Doma the outsider is planning on using the power of the white to usurp Hiriko's position and gain control of this island. What? That's a big conspiracy that you just toss out there. Or maybe Doma's just a bachelor looking to enjoy the beautiful white in his own bedchamber. Do we have to have a glossary entry for bedchamber, really? A word for bedroom that sometimes takes on an intimate connotation, depending on the context in which it's used. Oh my. From what I know, those two rumors are talked about pretty often on the island. I mean, he's kind of creepy towards her, but it doesn't seem like he likes her. They must really want to see me become Doma's lover or something. You can't imagine how long I cried the night I first heard that rumor. My favorite feather pillow was soaked through. I'm not surprised. You don't need to believe me, but I swear I have never slept with another man before. He's like, I did TMI. Why is he blushing? I thought you were supposed to be like older, more experienced, and used to that. Or were you just not expecting those words from her? Couldn't believe I just said that. How embarrassing. That aside, I never heard anything about him wanting to usurp Lord Hiriko's position. I rarely ever see him at the manor, and I doubt he'd reveal such a thing to me. I believe in your innocence, don't worry. Suddenly, I was blushing again. Can't believe what I said. I'm glad you know he could be honest with me. If you really were just a puppet to Lord Doma, I wouldn't have wanted to be friends. You don't like Doma either? I just hate everyone on the top. I mean, can you blame me? He chuckled bitterly, which made me feel a sudden weight on my heart. Lover, this man from the black class. Don't tell me you don't know about the color classes. The black. Kuroba must have experienced things like that so many times before. I suppose this is what it means to live on Tengu Island. Huh. Who is it? You're... Turning around at the unusual sound, I noticed a familiar face looking out from behind a wall. Hello, hi, oh. You look cute. Except for that skull you're touting around, like you look cute from up front. I'm sorry if I surprised you earlier. Huh? What the? You were so menacing against the young man from before, now he's all cute. But in front of me now was a timid young man blushing with embarrassment. That's right. I have not introduced myself yet. How do you do? How do you do? I looked at Kuroba and he was just as confused as I was. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Next is... Oh, right. My name. My name is... Himuka. He's like... reading from like a dating manual or something. Like, first introduce yourself. I'm Olympia. It's a pleasure. Oh. He's shy. Why does he look so glum now? That's right. You're called Olympia, aren't you? Well, yes. I am sorry. Was it alright for me to even hear your name? Of course it's alright. Thank you very much. What on earth is going on? Almost everyone I met tried to put a distance between themselves and me. Yeah, he's like going forward. I mean, same with Tokisada. Tokisada was like, hey, buddy. like, let me introduce myself. Like, these guys are like a little bit more forward. But he's different, sort of. Am I strange to you? I've not spoken to many people before. He hasn't spoken to many people before. Does he really mean that? But I can't say that I bear no ill will towards you. Not a single bit. Not at all. In the name of the goddess Amaterasu, I'll never harm or defile you. I see. He nodded earnestly at me. His demeanor was so terribly innocent. Undertaker Himuka, you're always the quiet type. I never knew you could be so vicious. Vicious? You mean earlier? It's pretty vicious to threaten someone with death, isn't it? But he was bothering Lady Olympia. Himiko stared at me again. His eyes are silver, just like his hair. There seemed to be a light glowing deep within them. Now that I had the chance to look closely at him, he's really beautiful. He's so beautiful I thought he was a girl at first. Even his wrist appeared delicate. His skin was so pale, hardly any different from my own. And of course his eyelashes were longer than mine. A girl, you're gonna get jealous. You're like, oh man, you're a boy, but you're more pretty. But it was clear to me he wasn't a woman. How can you tell? I wasn't sure how to describe it, but he felt like an entirely different existence from me. You just sensed the man. Sensed the manhood. Olympia, please be aware of the evil here. If anyone harms you, I'll make them disappear. You are to this world the most precious of all women. Ah! I suddenly recall the silvery light that emitted from his hand earlier. When you say disappear, do you mean... I can use Batsu. Yes. That is my job. Himiko slowly swung the lantern he was holding. Oh, is that show in there? Why do you... Are you just like casually collecting souls? I stopped myself mid-sentence. Wait, is your job as Undertaker to gather show? Yes, all for you. I looked at his face and looked at the colorful crystal in his lantern. Wait, is that the lantern? I kind of saw like a little bit of blue, like underneath his cloak. The way we send off the dead is different between those on the surface and in Yomi. Those on the surface hold a funeral for the dead, but there's no such thing in Yomi. I'm called whenever someone dies. I quickly send off their soul with my farewell. Farewell, a way of expressing solemn celebration of one's passing, used to mourn the departed in a respectful manner. Himiko gently placed his right hand on his chest. I just noticed that the skull he was holding had crystals in its eye sockets. Farewell? Is that what the people call Batsu on Tengu Island? Some do and some do not, but I like how the word farewell sounds. Bidding farewell sends best wishes to the departed. It is a prayer of well-being for the souls and blessing to Lord Hiroko. Farewell. I kept murmuring the word. Batsu is something that had always frightened me, but the word farewell shed a new light upon it. Do not worry. Batsu is not something to be feared. It is a precious power to bless all the colors of this world. A gift. Himiko didn't know. He didn't know my power destroyed Doma's hand. And yet, I felt like my soul was being comforted. There's nothing to fear about death. Those who have passed away must quickly be sent to the beyond. Leaving their bodies to decay would only bring about Haku. Have you seen anyone with Haku before? Haku? An infectious disease that often develops spontaneously, but is also known to spread from unattended bodies of the deceased. Those afflicted suffer discoloration of the skin, eventually leading to deterioration and death. I repeated the word to myself. It's a disease, isn't it? I've never seen anyone with Haku before. I've only heard about it, that's all. I've also heard that the illness affects the person's color. The first sign of Haku is mold on one's skin. It slowly spreads across the body, discoloring the skin in its wake. Then the body crumbles. How did the color fade so much? Wait, she isn't gonna die soon, is she? Said the Yomi resident. Maybe that person thought I was afflicted with Haku, which is your whole body just covered in white mold. That sounds horrible. That's why I tend to the dead, to keep Haku from spreading. Himiko gently swung his lantern in a loving and caring way. The colorful show emitted a brilliant sparkle. The sight of it was so beautiful and faint. Their souls then become offerings to the sun for your ritual. What he said was the truth. but there was a thought in my mind that I couldn't bring myself to share with him. He's just doing the job he was tasked with. I can't condemn what he's doing. I know it's strange to say this, but thank you. It seems our work is connected. Oh, he's happy. Himiko nodded, seeming to be happy with what I said. He kept staring and nodding at me repeatedly. It was no different from a child's joy in being praised by their mother. Am I strange to you? I've not spoken to many people before. You must have been through a lot. I suppose it would be rude to ask about his background. I smiled as kindly as I could. Himiko, I'm really thankful that you've been gathering show. But you shouldn't use it to threaten others. Your job doesn't require that you take life away from the living, right? Does it? You are right. His voice was so meek that I felt like I was in the wrong for saying so. Now, Himiko. You don't want to be bothered by that nuisance of a soldier again, do you? Well, that is true. I breathed a sigh of relief hearing his tone change. I guess Kuroba noticed that Himiko was feeling down on himself too. I'm happy you told me everything, Himiko. I've actually never seen a funeral here, so hearing about it was very informative. Oh, that's pretty lucky of you. About a year ago, my governess at the manor was hospitalized. She passed away at the hospital. Byakuya has been shielded from the actual death of people. I asked Doma when he was going to hold her funeral, but he said they don't do that here on Tengu Island. Kuroba and Himiko looked at each other. You must have been a Ko or an Otsu. Yes, an Otsu, I believe. The Pied Ko and Otsu, and those in Yomi aren't given funerals. Once they die, they're returned into show, and that's it. Wait, what if they have like a family like that like wants to honor and remember them? Did they just like not do that? What? Kuroba forced a smile on his face. So even how a person departs upon their death is decided by their color on this island. What was it like back on your island? We cleansed their body with spring water and buried them, then laid flowers on their graves and offered prayers to ease their souls. That's a nice way to send them off. Kuroba smiled at me as if trying to ease my soul as well. Because like everyone on Tenyo was equal though. Like all the women there like probably like family. Ah, there you are, Undertaker. You gotta come quick. The old man on Hinyo Road just died. Understood. Alright, Himiko. Gotta go clean up a body. Himiko bowed to us once and then left quickly. There's so much about this world I don't know. Don't feel bad. I can assure you that what you learned so far puts you ahead of the rest. The guys upstairs don't know Yomi and vice versa. Why? Don't they want to learn? Maybe it's because they think it has nothing to do with them. Or maybe it's because just knowing won't change anything. Which is why seeing you wanting to learn so much about things is reassuring. I feel like you're a lot closer to me and Akaza. I took a step back in surprise. I didn't expect him to connect us together from that conversation. I'm not sure if I should be happy about that. Well, that's a hard call, to be honest. After all, there's no end to human desire. Are you gonna say something inappropriate? You know him well. Let's say you learned something. You begin to feel unsatisfied with the status quo. Now you're looking to learn even more to change things. But any attempt to disrupt or change the laws of Tengu Island is seen as unacceptable. So maybe it's best to not know after all. Well, I don't want to worry you, so let's leave it at that. government regime, like controlling information. And with that, he abruptly ended the conversation before I can ask him anything. Perhaps it was him trying to keep things civil. Make changes. What he said seemed to strike a chord in me. Even if it was something I still didn't understand. Oh right, about earlier. Let me add a doctor's point of view. Himiko said that Haku comes from the dead, but it often develops spontaneously in the living as well. Huh? Someone who was healthy yesterday might suddenly start vomiting up blood or see his face and fingers covered in white mold. Is it just like asymptomatic until it isn't? So like a zombie apocalypse. So far, there's no way of preventing it. So I can't really tell you to be careful, but if you notice anything out of the ordinary, let me know right away. Great, now you have to worry about, like, Haku. It's like sudden onset of, like, disease. Understood. I nodded, feeling a sincerity and seriousness from him that I hadn't seen before. I have to admit, Himiko's worrying me a bit. He's too underweight to be eating properly. I hope he doesn't get sick and collapse in the middle of his duties. Couldn't help but smile at the doctor's concern. Maybe I can ask him to come with me to Yosoga's. We can have some daifuku. We can have some sweets. That's not a bad idea. Oh, and I'm sure this must sound rude, but is Himiko a man or a woman? Just gotta clarify. Probably a man. No breast or butt. Okay, that's how you. That's how you determine. I mean, some people are just flat or skinny. Right. I thought as much. You must like pretty boys like him who can look either way. Can imagine him in both roles. Ooh. That's not what I was implying. It's just that he's very interesting. I can't deny that. He doesn't seem to be a bad guy, but hold off on judging him just yet. I can use Batsu. I mean, he doesn't seem bad. He just seems like he'd be very devoted. There's a fine line between like the crazy people who just like throw themselves at Byakuya. And then, like, there's Himiko. There's, like, a thin line between that, like, devotion. I could see himself, like, possibly throwing himself at her. Do you mind if I ask you something else? Something else? Those of the blue can use Batsu too, right? But he didn't appear to have any blue traits. Probably because of how he was born. There's a thing called atavism, where sometimes a person can use Batsu as long as they have blue blood in them. Since Yomi is filled with a mix of all kinds, it wouldn't be unusual. I like how they like give you a glossary entry for bedchamber, but like atavism, like no, let's not like have an entry for that. Like that would be useful. Atavism's like a little bit of a more difficult term, like some people might not understand. Alright, so we can apply that maybe he had like a blue ancestor. Alright, since Yomi is filled with a mix of all kinds, it wouldn't be unusual. I see. So I guess he's not of the white then. So if like people just end up mixing, like when the people of Yomi like theoretically like have all sorts of different powers, like they're not like all like useless and need to be shunned by the sun. You know, I actually came down here to grab a bite. What brought you down here? I came to see if Tsukiyomi was back. No, actually I ran away from the surface. Well, you better get going then. See you around. Yeah, take care. Alright, he's gonna leave me alone. Alright, back to the sun. Back to the sky. As expected, Tsukiyomi still hadn't returned. He's very elusive. Where is he? Back to the manor. I went back, exhausted from the day. Are we gonna meet Doma again and get admonished? That seems to be a daily thing. Daifuku, just between you and me, I don't think my search for a husband is going very well. I mean, you met a few new guys today. You met Himika, and we briefly met Riku. I mean, we didn't have a good interaction with him, but he's still a love interest.
That's not good.
I'm not even sure how to meet men. I stick out like a sore thumb just sitting in the plaza. I recalled the men I met today. The one at the plaza ran away, and that blue soldier was one of the worst I've ever met. And he was very rude. Himika, there's something scary about him, and I'm not sure I can trust him yet. Yeah, your feeling's probably on the dot, Byakuya. Like, he seems nice, but like, I think he's probably gonna be like the super obsessive one. He doesn't seem to be older than 20. I understand why no one wants to come near me. It's like there's an invisible wall between me and everyone else. The way I used to be certainly didn't help. Everyone avoids me and won't even talk to me. I don't want to scare anyone off or make them feel uncomfortable. What do I do?
The men on this island are fools. They don't even know how wonderful you are, Hime.
Oh, that's right. A young man I met today had the same power as me.
Huh?
His hair was silver, so I thought he was from Tenyu Island. Not that it's possible since there are no other survivors. Then you also say, like, everyone from Tenyu Island was like a woman as well. I mean, like, Himika does look like a woman, so easy to misunderstand. Who is it? Is it Doma, the bastard? Come in! Here for your nightly visit to call me a monster? The military informs you that you caused a dispute in Yomi today. I mean, I didn't cause it, but, like, it was resolved around me. I didn't cause anything. I was just passing through. The military has proposed to restrict your entry into Yomi to shield you from danger. Sounds like they're being lazy. It's absurd that they would order me to not go simply because they can't handle these situations. You wish to see Tsukuyomi. Yes, but it seems he hasn't returned yet from Tenyu Island. Perhaps he was cursed by Amaterasu and sank to the bottom of the ocean. Don't say that. We haven't met Tsukuyomi, but he seems to be quite special to Byakuya. How dare you! Lady Amaterasu would never do such a thing. I am not from Tenyu Island. I need not hold your god in high esteem. Keep that up and you'll see Lady Amaterasu's wrath. As though a powerless god can do anything. What has this Amaterasu done for you? If anything, you should be praising me. The Red Calamity. 13 years ago, the women of Tenyu Island perished, and all sunlight was lost. You were the only one who remained, too young to deliver the prayer alone. Therefore, I created a means by which the sun can burn with the light of souls. I am your savior. Yes. He did save me and the rest of the island. He was probably revered like Lord Hiriko and Lord Jigen before I arrived on this island. Creating the solar link has elevated his existence even further, to that of a god. I appreciate what he's done, but the sun disappeared recently. It was a momentary instability. How many times must I tell you this? I have already taken care of it. Are you really sure? The sun won't disappear again? Are you afraid? Or simply insecure of your own uselessness? I couldn't help but glare at him. That's not what I'm saying. Then be quiet and do your job. I could tell his words didn't come from a place of trust. Not that I trusted him either. In any case, do not cause any more problems. And with that, he turned his back to me. A thought suddenly crossed my mind. Come to think of it, I've had a story about Olympia today. Are you telling me I'm your doll or something? He slowly turned around to face me. Uh-oh, don't make him mad. He doesn't seem like a guy you want to get mad. A cold smile appeared below his chilling stare. What do you think? Even though you bring misfortune, we must preserve the white blood. I will turn a blind eye to your selfishness, so be sure you do not die, Olympia. If your life is in danger, you must kill. I won't do that again. Okay. Next chapter, What One Seeks. Oh, alright. An hour, a little less than last chapter. It's another day. Another day of husband hunting. And read this on top level. Okay, well, I'll have to continue this in the next episode. But okay, this chapter is interesting. We got to meet 2 other love interests. We got to learn about Himika a bit more. We didn't learn that much about Riku, so maybe he'll pop up again during the prologue. But yeah, so far we've met all the love interests. So we will see what happens next time in the next episode. I hope you guys are having a fun and relaxing time, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.